Hello friends, my name is FirstDane and welcome back to Endzone, a world apart. Continuing on where we left off from last time, we are... It's been a few days. We are... Oh yeah, that's right. I'm back. We got it. We were expanding out here, getting our PPE going. That's right. And we're knocking down this train station one little iron plate at a time, or whatever. This is a fast train, by the way, if you were wondering, as opposed to the slow trains, which are... Oh, never mind. We got one person. It is this individual's sole duty, Gabrielle, the young adult, to knock down all of these trains. I think they could do it. I read in the patch notes that there were supposed to be improved tooltips. I guess this is what this just popped up. Settlers that work in a profession or live under certain conditions for over 4 seasons are rewarded with a badge. So I guess this is the incentive to keep people in a single job for a longer period of time. We'll have to keep an eye out for that as the colony progresses. Let's pull this up. But what we were doing from the last video is I think we were getting close to just increasing population, yes, but also working on getting our shelters up and going, and then eventually we need to get these farms going pretty soon too, just so they can churn out food quickly. I did read in the patch notes that they increased I think the radius of the irrigation plant, so perhaps we can play around this, throw one like over here-ish, so farms here, farms somewhere. I was planning on doing them like... So the plan was to do farms here, here, and here, I think. And then we had the marketplace and hospital more centrally located over here. It's all coming back to me. And then we need to do our rainwater collectors here. Yes. Okay, I know where we are. So to that effect... Oh, these are already capped? Wow. Really? That is surprising. I don't remember having this issue in the previous iteration. Okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, 3,000, almost 4,000 water should be enough. Our food's doing okay, too. I'd still like to see crafts to see if you're actually increasing or decreasing in any given supply over a period of time. They had really nice economic crafts like that in Frostpunk that you could use to min-max your whatever, gathering and stuff. Same thing would be really nice here. The other thing that we're missing right now, I believe, yes, is a way to replenish our tools. So we have PPE coming up. We do not have tools, but everything else on the line up to here is kind of my breakpoint. We need to keep all of this nice and not red for the colony to be successful. So we need to get tools going next. And either that's going to come from a second recycler doing metal, or we can do just a single workshop that is doing scrap tools. I'd prefer not to do the scrap tools. I think they're really inefficient. They break down just quicker. You have to make more of them. They end up being a drain on your resources. If we could skip those altogether, I think that would be good. But like I said, it does require another recycler, which I guess we can do. That is not that big of a deal. Let's see. This is probably temporary. So if this recycler is temporary, let's say it goes here, because we'll get rid of it eventually when we get the refinery going. So that I'm going to say that's fine. And then we'll work on the workshop. Need metal plates? Okay, we'll wait for that to finish. Speed up a bit. Based on what I'm seeing here, we should be working towards this shelter as well. So we're almost there with the plastics. We're at 4. We can actually pop this over to plastic recovery for a little while to get to 6. And then maybe we'll need to double down on cloth, it looks like. But getting the shelter in place seems really important just for colony expansion. Not relying on these houses forever, which are going to be constantly churning out kids. And that's an issue, as we saw in our last playthrough. This is a healthy number of cabins. If we could keep it at 8 for quite a while, I'd be okay with that. can't remember how many we got to in the last one. Probably somewhere around 10, and we were at a population of roughly 100 that we were treadmilling at. Somewhere under 100 of adults. We had like a combination of maybe 120, 130 people between adults and children. And that was all right. Okay, so we've got one more refiner. We're gonna put this on plastic for a little while. Feel good about that. Let's get one more person doing forester stuff. Looks like our herbalist is actually good. So I was looking, we don't have the way to produce the medicine yet. We have to actually build the medical facility, whatever it's called. So just relying on the herbs themselves are really inefficient. With that said, let's see where we're at with these rainwater collectors. So it requires 24 plastic to make these rainwater collectors. It makes sense. I'm okay with that. We'll get there eventually. But this may come down to either keeping this on plastic, which I don't think we can do. We're running out of tools. Or doing... No, a third recycler seems kind of dumb. Like, by the time you're at the third recycler, I'd almost just rather have the refinery and having only 3 people work there. Maybe. I don't know. It's expensive, but also huge. I didn't really plan out where to put the refinery. It seems like it's going to fit nicely in here. We'll get rid of this recycler. We can just make a road that goes to it. Am I here? It seems pretty all right. Keep going, my dudes. Housing. All right. We are finally there. Build this shelter. It's kind of far. Oh, wait, we already have one. Do we want a second one? I'm so blind. I totally missed this. I forgot we built this in the last one. This is why you don't take breaks. It's been literally days since I've played this game. Already forgot we made this. So we already have one. Okay. Stop everything. We'll go ahead and do a workshop. Cancel everything. Want this. This is like a permanent addition to the colony, so I'd like to have it in a nice spot. We might just change this road to go here. I think I like that. So let's remove this road. Right? And then we will add road here. Let that go? Yeah. Okay. We should also add some road around this thing here. We have to double road there? Okay, whatever. It is what it is. Ain't no mind to the doubled up road. I hate it, but it is what it is. Okay. Seems good. Oh, they got that. Dude, I told you, Gabrielle knocking down all these trains. I knew she could do it. Or is it Gabriel? Oh no. I already forgot. I don't know where they are anymore. They're gone. It's fine. They can't hear me. We should do, in addition to this, so let's get the... Okay. Before I move on, let's do the workshop. It's so ugly. Oh, I hate it. Alright. We can't really see the roads that closely, but I hate that there's so much empty space here. There's nothing to fill it in. We can't put like nice bushes here, or flowers, or whatever. It's the apocalypse. Good. We'll do another forester for now. Let's do another scrap collector. Water's still good for now. I think that's fine. I wonder if we do a third cistern. If we don't want one, we'd rather do the water tower, which requires some charcoal, so it comes later. I think we do this yet. I don't think we want the third cistern, though. It may mean that at this point in time we could reduce the number of people on the water carrying. No badge for you. Seems fine too. We could use a fourth forester. I guess we're leaning on this, this lumber pretty hard. There we go. Straight to metal tools. You'll love to see it. What's this? Store some scrap for metal tools and wood. These are also tricky to actually complete. What we probably need is a warehouse at this point. This building can't store water. That's fine. No issues there, my dude. Or like here? Oh, yes, I live in the tent next to the warehouse. Somebody's got to do it. Okay, the scrapyard still going strong. We don't need to change any of that. Got a nice, healthy amount of fresh trees coming up. I'm looking forward to, like in our first playthrough, I'm jazzed to see some trees start growing in where all this dingy old scrap was. What time was it when the apocalypse happened? Crooked, it's kind of hard to tell. How crooked is it? Is it? Wait, no, it's not crooked. It's. There's a little arm here, so it's hard to tell. If this is noon, it's like 450, 455. It's like I know how to tell time. It's just hard to see the hands or the little tick marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's almost 5. Okay, so it's like about 450. 453, 2, 1. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know, man. That's goofy. What is this? What is this? Like the drought clouds. Anyway, it's like actively raining, but we have drought here. Guess we can just see the movement of the clouds. All right, the warehouse has some nice, it's already 30% filled. Holding a bunch of fish for us, though, which I guess was nice. I saw the little at capacity sign go above our fishing hut, so. With the population growing, we're already at like +9 people, and kids still going up. This is really important to keep our food supply coming in. There will reach a point where we'll tip over and we'll need to have these farms in place. Otherwise, things are not going to go well for us. It may be time to think about introducing a hospital. Also the cemetery. We should do the cemetery. People are going to start dying just maybe of old age soonish. And we'll want to make sure this is in place so our people don't get unhappy. Probably here. There we go. And I left enough room so we could still expand out here if we wanted to, or when the scrapyard goes over here to clear out all this stuff, we will have that. I still think we need to expand our food. So we could just do a gatherer's hut for now instead of doing hold on. Instead of doing the orchards and stuff, as that's a much bigger investment. Here. There we go. Still just one builder. Maybe we'll do 2. We're expanding kind of quickly. Kind of. Do one more person on tools for now, just so we can get above water on that. And we'll have to put 2 on PPE eventually. Good. Our cemetery done. This feels like one of those things that's easy to forget about. Like, you just start kind of growing and growing, but yeah, got it, dude. But you just forget about the cemetery until you have like a mass death event and you're feeling real bad about it. So within community, you may want to think about doing a school as well. Starting at a certain age, a school provides children with a place to learn and become educated adults. Amen. Really know where to put it. You could put it here next to the shelter. Maybe it makes more sense to put it here. It is bumping up to where I was going to put the, what do you call it? Hospital thing. Medical facility. It was going to go here. Which I still really like. That's a good fit. Like one space off from that being perfect. And this is going away eventually. So where do you put a school? You could put it back here. The plan was to do these rainwater collectors in mass. 1, 2, 3, like 4, 5. Then we were going to put something here as well. The refinery. Could put that over here, I guess. It's kind of far away for these people to come actually work in, though. Maybe the alternative is just to move these, like, circles of influence or whatever you want to call them, like fields of work, I guess, further out, which I don't really like. It's a lot of walking around for these people already. Three of those guys. 34 adults. It's coming. You know it's coming. We should really do that medical facility. Where else could it go, though? Oh, as soon as this train station's gone, maybe we put it here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we do that. Does the school fit here? Oh, it's so close. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be perfect. I guess. Stockpile is running out. Improve your infrastructure. Okay, dude. Herbal hut is maxed. Dang. Because our warehouse is full of just some fish. It's a warehouse, non-refrigerated warehouse full of fish. You do not want to be living in this hut. That's a bad time. Meeting place for settlers to boost their confidence. I've never made a campfire. It's huge. What? Boost their confidence. Is it similar to the pub? Can boost their confidence. It's similar to the pub. Okay. So it's a weaker version of the pub. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. I feel like I'm at an impasse where we have to kind of make a decision on moving this recycler. Because we can't just move it. We have to demolish it and remake it. And then making our medical facility and marketplace. It's a necessary change. I really just want this to be gone. It's at 180. We're close. Food going. We'll do another warehouse, maybe? Does that fit here? It does. Yeah, I'm good with that. Oh. There we go. Tailors are good. Yeah, everything else is a-okay. So we're at a next phase in the playthrough, in my opinion, where we have to make the decision to make the next leap. Oh. Population limit reached? Oh. Is this full? It's almost full of adults. So what we'll do another shelter, because this was inevitable. Does that get in the way of my market, though? I think it does. It means this is in the way. It's maddening. I was so close to having like this beautiful vision around our bus. Oh, we could upgrade the bus. Forgot about that. It's so weird that you can upgrade the bus like this. Just accepts everything. So people will come to the bus to get their goods. So they come from these houses to the bus. Yeah, so upgrading the bus there increased the storage. So now we can go ahead and have less worries about our storage issues for a little while longer. So not only that, we built another warehouse, which is already half full. All right. Scrap stored. We would have to increase our storage limit to 638, and that timer is going quickly. Dang. Our first heartbeat, I think. Died of old age. Okay. Attend to their individual needs. What do you need? Oh, right. That's probably all the... Yeah. This is exactly why we built the cemetery, and we have a mortician. We have a mortician. So as soon as the mortician goes and collects the body... Is that the body? No. Where's the mortician? Where do I find you? How do I find you? Valentina, what are you doing? Buries a dead settler. Are you doing it now? What are you doing? Transfers resources. It must, oh, it's gone already. Okay, well, we just missed it. I tried. This is still good. This is actually almost run out. We've got a few more scrap piles, and then that'll be done. So I think what we'll do, we've got 10 settlers just kind of putzing about. We'll make the next leap. He says with confidence. Now, I think what we'll actually do is make our refinery. I think it's time. So if we're going to be doing this refinery, like I said, we'll throw it back here. I think this is a decent enough spot for it. We don't have great storage for the scrap over here, so that could be a small issue. But the other way to do it would be to throw the refinery up here, and then we're just sitting around waiting for this train to get broken down. We could also put it here without too much issue too. I actually like it up here a lot more. Over here feels like this is our housing expansion with maybe a shelter or two, and then, you know, this other stuff we've been talking about. So to throw the refinery down here feels bad. We should have a lot of scrap just stored in these warehouses. So we'd be relying on these scrap stored in the bus, which may or may not change over time. Maybe, let's see. Yeah, so what we could actually do, we could min-max this a little bit. We can go in here and uncheck everything except for scrap. We could have a scrap-only warehouse and then uncheck scrap from the other ones, meaning that it only goes to our refinery, which would be right next door. That'd be a nice little thing of efficiency we could do. Also do that over here. That may end up being the case, and if it is, I keep clicking the wrong thing. If it is, kind of interesting. We could do scrap and then the other resources that come from the scrap. So metal, cloth, plastic, electronics, and then have that, like the produced goods, in a second warehouse right next door, and then our industry buildings located next to that. This is a nice little, I like this. This is a good efficiency turn for the colony. So we have to plan out where that's all gonna go. Down here is a decent spot, kind of far away from our homes. I still think it comes down to removing this train and just like getting to that point. We can kind of force it if we want to. Well, not force it, but we can increase the amount of scrap that we're willing to hang on to. So we can increase the production limit of scrap beyond 500. So we could say like, oh, let's do 650. And now they can go actually continue collecting scrap. We're saying that, oh God, warehouses are full again. We're saying that you can go ahead and put more scrap into our stockpile here. So the bus, basically. And increase the number of scrap collectors to, say, 4 for now, and then we'll speed ahead just so we can clear out this space. It's not the most interesting thing ever, but I do like it a lot. I'd call it correct. I guess the question comes down to what do you do about these buildings then? If the idea is to put our industry here, we don't really want these buildings interfering with that. Though honestly, if we take up like a small section like this, or all of that industry, and throw one of those warehouses we were talking about over here, I don't actually think that's that big of an issue. Dare I say. I prioritize train station collapse. There's only one thing left. It's the train station. Here we go. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Get out of here. 20. 0. That's beautiful. We've got our first drought coming in too. So we may actually want to think about this and do some rainwater collectors as soon as possible, which means swapping one of these over to plastics for a while. We could actually do this one over to plastics. I'm gonna do that for a minute, and then refinery. I think it goes here. It goes here. So we can build a road to the right of it there. And then our warehouses are nearby. I'm doing it. The decision is final. All decisions final. And then we need to change this work area to over here. The thing I like the most about the scrap collection is it's kind of like just picking up the garbage. Like hashtag trash tag or whatever that was for a while. 2 children? How is this possible? Bruce and Angela. Whoa. I did not see that coming. I bet we can survive a drought with just 2 of these things full. That's my guess. But hey, thank you guys very much for checking out this episode of Endzone. We made a very small amount of progress, admittedly. But what's coming next seems to be kind of exciting. Expanding out our logistics and industry over here, kind of in this corner. We've got our cemetery up this episode, and we have these like familiar plans that we'll see played out soon, and most of that depends on this refinery. So once we get the refinery up, we can knock down these buildings, put people to work there, and actually get our hospital and market going. I think, you know, by that time we should have enough people to expand out our shelter over here that we were going to do. Maybe this needs to be moved over, something like that. But anyway, lots of plans for the future here in Endzone. Hope to see you all in the next one. I'll see you there. Bye.